Okay, YouTube. I'm going to do a quick unboxing on the Tamiya TA07 PRO on-road chassis kit. I've never built an on-road car before. Well, I helped my son on the TT02, but this is a proper on-road chassis, and I know basically nothing about on-road cars other than what applies from off-road buggies and short course. So basically I got it so I could have something to run with my son in the car park, in the parking garage, wherever, with his TT02. Some of the cool things, the reason why I picked this chassis was because of its chassis design. It's got this very cool sort of pseudo bathtub with the skeleton reinforcements, which I think are very neat looking. I like the fact that it has a repositionable motor. There's these three positions: rear, mid, and forward positions that will allow changing of weight balance. It's also belt drive, which is a departure from the other on-road cars and off-road cars that I've seen. And it's a single belt, so it's this big serpentine looking belt, which I think is also kind of cool. So here's what the box looks like. Got a cool little handle, like some of the other Tamiya cars I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and show you guys what's inside. Part of the reason why I'm doing this, I don't really do unboxings. I think for the most part they're pretty boring. But the only one that I was able to find was from RC Mart, and it's got no commentary. And even if it did, it would probably be in some other language that I don't understand. So we're going to do one here in English and see what comes up. So there's an insert here on the end. And the insert basically just lists off the parts that are included. So what's kind of nice about it, I like the Pro kits and the R kits from Tamiya because Tamiya has a tendency to include things like friction dampers and no ball bearings and that type of stuff in their basic kits. So this one comes with the TRF dampers, the hard black coating version, high torque servo saver, full ball bearings, and universal shafts. And typically all those things would cost extra. Universal shafts alone from Tamiya could be $20 to $40 a pair, and you'd need 2 sets, obviously. So there's a fair amount of added value. Things that you do need, obviously remote control, transmitter and receiver. So my Futaba has a 10 car channel memory, and I haven't filled them up yet, so I don't need a transmitter. Did get a Futaba receiver for it, and I went with an antennaless design on the receiver. Battery pack, you'll need a 540 motor. I went with a brushless 21.5 turn motor from Speed Passion. If my son ever wants to do any racing, the 21.5 will allow it to be run in the US GT class, as long as I get a proper body for it. Tires, okay, so the tires, it comes with wheels but no tires. Okay, so the tires are things called medium narrow 24 millimeters, and these are not the same tires that I've seen run on the touring car in US GT, or I guess the VTA class is defunct now that Novak is no longer a thing. At any rate, these tires are skinny compared to what's on his TT02 and what I've seen on other touring cars. We also need tire inserts, and they give some suggestions on insert here. And then you need a body, TA06, TA05 body. So, and then there's a whole list of option parts, right, that you can get for it. Of course, they're always trying to upsell you on the option parts. So that's what's on the insert, and I believe that this insert is there because Tamiya USA might have different stuff than other parts of the world. Of course, I could be wrong on that. All right, so let's see what we've got in the box. So, first out, chassis plate. So it's a carbon reinforced plastic chassis plate. It's got these tall ribs, which is different than the TRF type chassis that are flat carbon fiber plates. So, and it's a departure from the TT02 type tub chassis too. So I just dig this chassis. And then we've got a kit bag here. These are the, let's see, you can't see the bag number. Well, I'm not going to spend a ton of time. At any rate, these are the hubs, some spacers, looks like the maybe diff covers. And here we've got a belt cover and servo saver parts, it looks like. These are the stock wheels that come with it. It says an offset, a 0 degree offset, and a 42 millimeter. So that's the tires that come with it, or the wheels that come with it. No tires or foams. We got serpentine belt here. They do sell a reinforced serpentine belt, but as I'm not going to do any racing with this, at least not now. I don't know if I'll get into racing. I guess if my son wants to do racing, then we'll do that. But it's just a standard belt, although a reinforced one is available. We've got some stickers for the non-existent body, so they at least give you some stickers so you can tell the world what you're driving. And then there is this addendum to the instruction manual. All right, important information concerning the kit. It looks like it's just safety stuff. Obviously the manual and antenna tube, which I won't need for my receiver is antennaless. Another bag of parts. So we've got front hubs, rear hubs, shock parts. We've got front damper stays. That looks like the cover for the motor. There's a little cool cover that goes over the motor to protect the end bell. This is for the lap counter. Sorry, brain froze there for a minute. We've got some spacers and chassis braces and body mounts. Some more. Looks like a damper stay here. Probably maybe a battery holder. No, here's a battery holder here. And then we've got the front and rear arms. Of course, they make all of these parts available in reinforced plastic, which would stiffen it up. If you're going to turn this into a club racer, I would probably get the stiffer front arms and probably the carbon fiber tower stays. So ball ends and ball bearings, and this is a C-parts bag. It's got some, looks like the rings and stuff for the universal shafts. Foam bumper. So it's got a gear diff, but they're nylon gears. Now, you know, the nylon gears and things like a Hornet and a Grasshopper, those things are nearly indestructible. And it's only a 21.5 motor that I'm going to run in it. Typically, I like to run a steel gears in a diff, but we're going to go ahead and go with these. They're lighter weight, and I'm not going to put a ton of power through this thing. We've got some pulleys here for, oh no, this is differential housing. So differential here, must be center diff, I'm guessing. It's aluminum motor mount. So that was one of the things that I had a question about, is what kind of motor mount does this come with? Because I typically prefer to use aluminum motor mount. It acts as a heat sink. It's also more rigid. So this one comes with aluminum motor mount, which is nice to see. More ball bearings. We've got differential seal, some typical orange O-rings, out drives. We've got some damper oil. So for those of you who don't know, Tamiya colors their damper oil. So the clear, I believe, is 900 if my memory serves. So you can, if you don't know what damper oil came in your kit, so like a lot of the Tamiyas, the damper oil for the shocks comes that are yellow. That's a 400 CST. I'm pretty sure that this is a 900 CST for the clear. So that's the B bag. And then we've got the A bag. We've got some shafts and screws. So it is all hex heads. So that's kind of nice. You know, you've got hex heads, which is quite a step up from the typical JIS screws that look like Phillips and get stripped out if you use a Phillips screwdriver that Tamiya usually includes. Here are the damper bags, part D. So again, yellow fluid for, so Tamiya box kit is going to have a 400 CST damper oil in the dampers. And these are the nice aluminum TRF with the black hardened shafts. I think you can get titanium nitride coated shafts, but if I were going to race this, then maybe I would, but this would be awesome for a car park thing. E-bag, screws, servo saver springs, got a little rubber cap for the antenna, aluminum pinion. Don't use aluminum pinions if you're going to do bashing and stuff like that or be hard on your car. These things shred. Get yourself some nice hardened steel pinions for durability's sake. Now they're going to be heavier, so if you're a hardcore racer, then you probably will go with aluminum. But you'll need to change them out more often, so just keep that in mind. Let's see, body clips, Tamiya tool, little tube of Tamiya grease. We've got some turnbuckle wrenches and foam tape, some zip ties. It looks like, and the other differential housing. So it looks like that's pretty much the extent of what's in the box. If you're considering getting one of these, I hope this is helpful for you to see what all comes with the kit and what you would need to purchase if you choose to go this route. So I appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up if it was helpful.